for Disease Control and Prevention said the disease had spread from 2 districts to 4. And that's an additional batch of vaccines being approved by the International Coordinating Group on Vaccine Provision. And it will start arriving, according to the World Health Organization official. Anyway, doses have been flown into Bulape in small batches because of limited storage capacity and, difficult access to the area. But they have their hands on deck and doing everything that they can to contain the situation. Referendum yesterday in Guinea. There was a referendum on the Constitution of Guinea, and that could actually see a return to civilian rule. It's been 4 years of a military junta in Guinea, and the vote will determine whether military leader Doumbouya will be allowed to run for president. One of the key elements of the proposed constitution is that it would allow the country's military leader to run for president. Well, as it stands right now, until the referendum is agreed upon, as it stands right now, he cannot run for president under the Guinea law. From a central Conakry polling station, a 23-year-old voter was quoted as saying that she was voting in favor of the referendum, that the military leader could run for president. In Conakry's Kaloum neighborhood, voters lined up to cast their votes in the referendum, and that paves the way for the return to civilian rule. And for some, this is a breath of fresh air, but they want the same person, although to govern them under civilian rule. There were protesters from Eswatini who gathered around the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria, that's in South Africa, voicing their strong opposition to a reported deal between the U.S. government and Eswatini's monarchy that would see deported migrants return to, Eswatini as a country. Remember, we've taken stories as this before, especially from Ghana, where we've had people deported from the USA to the country, and then the country of Ghana would now decide to, deport them to their various countries. Well, the protesters accused the president of striking the deal for personal gain. They alleged that he accepted up to $500 million in exchange with no benefits to ordinary Swazi citizens. If you hear them speaking at the ground of a protest, they were chanting words and saying that, the king was corrupt. Swaziland is the second highest in Switzerland. That's what some of the protesters said. In fact, one of the organizers, Kumalo, said that's due to deep poverty and social issues. Yet, the king can make a deal with the U.S. and none of that will help the people. That's why we're protesting today. And the protest just highlighted broader frustrations with the Eswatini community and the economic inequalities and authoritarian rule in the country. Demonstrators called for an end to the monarchy, and they also demanded accountability. That's one of the things that happened across Africa during the weekend. Just before I round off on that story, to give you a bit of backstory, Eswatini is actually classified as a lower middle income country, but 63% of its population live below the poverty line, and youth unemployment stand at 58%. It's one of the highest in the world, as a matter of fact. So at this point, protesters are taking advantage of the fact that they're on the streets anyway, and they're urging both the U.S. and Eswatini governments to reconsider the agreement and to prioritize the well-being and the rights of the Swazi people. That's the only way their decisions would, have any lasting effect on the average Swazi man or woman. Citizen FM 93.7. When we return, we'll take more stories. Stay with us.
Oh, yeah, my people. make una come gather here. Which kind tori una wan hear on top radio? Wetin dey catch fire on top social media? Bring am on top Make We Talk Am for Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja every Monday go reach Thursday, and the time na 5:10 wey be 10 minutes after 5. Make we talk am as e dey be.
The issues. Everybody respected that because it was coming from the president.
Theory behind it, the way the people took the battle in their hands.
Some civil servants retire without a roof over his head.
The cause.
If we cannot trust you, then you cannot take the ticket of this country. Hussein cannot be divulged from those who cause the crime. Honestly.
The passion.
You must have national spread. So where is it?
Why are you so concerned about that? He said money was...
I never...
No.
The platform is always the same.
Insight on Citizen FM 93.7.
The source is constant.
My name is Lawrence Umoite.
There is always an opportunity.
Tomorrow, Insight returns with another interesting...
Insight with Lawrence Umoite on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Be part of the experience.
To Citizen FM 93.7. Welcome back. There's been an international agreement to govern the high seas, and that deal was struck over the weekend when Morocco became the 60th nation to sign the ocean agreement. So the High Seas Treaty is the very first legal framework that is aimed at protecting marine biodiversity in international waters. And now what this means is that it accounts for nearly 2/3 of the ocean and nearly half of the surface of the earth. Now, these areas lie beyond the jurisdiction of any single country. That's why about 60 nations had to sign. And these areas are considered vulnerable to threats, including overfishing, climate change, and deep sea mining. So, Senior Vice President of Oceans at the World Wildlife Fund said the high seas are the world's largest crime scene. And still, the pact is aimed to, strengthen the uncertainties are some of the world's biggest players. So the world's biggest players are the China, US of A, Russia, Japan. Well, they are yet to ratify, but the US and China have signed, signaling their intention to align with the treaty's objectives without actually creating legal obligations. Japan and Russia have been very active in preparatory talks, but as it stands now, Morocco has appended its signature on the agreement. And what this means is that international waters will be better protected. Those that are really prone, as Johan Beganes said, he said the high seas are the world's largest crime scenes. To protect more aqua life and to also just give the world a chance to be a better place. I'm sure the environmentalists and climate change activists would love this story. Well, if you're interested in the place you live in, Earth, you would be interested in the story. Thank you very much for staying with us. At 8, we're bringing you newspapers across Nigeria. Stay with us. It's Citizen FM 93.7.